Friends, Greg Newmaster coming at you again with another action figure review. Today I have Medicom Mafex, the Black Costume Spider-Man, also known as Symbiote Spider-Man. One of the most iconic, gorgeous looking costumes that Spider-Man has ever worn. We saw it in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man 3. We've seen it in the Venom films. Most famously, it appeared in the comics for the first time in The Amazing Spider-Man 252. This one here, this is a reprint, which is often confused, even by myself included, in Secret Wars number 8, which has that iconic cover of Spidey standing on the cover like going, what the F? Because he has this new costume on. So I'm just really excited to get this figure. Hasbro actually put out a pretty awesome Spider-Man figure, black costume Spidey here, which is pretty awesome. So I'm excited to bust this guy open and to see which one I like better and which one I would recommend for you guys. If y'all like the video, please like and subscribe and help me to build my channel. Thank you very much. So let's get into this. So I was really upset. I got him from Big Bad Toy Store. He was approximately $100 plus tax. Came in the mail like just crushed and destroyed. So my box is a little bit damaged, as you can see here. It's warped on the side. There's creases there. Just nice classic image of the mask there. And there's the figure on the side. There he is on the back. You get a sort of scruffy looking Peter Parker, because he was going through a hard time at that period in the comics. There he is there, transforming with the symbiote, because the symbiote could telepathically respond to his thoughts, and he could change costumes or clothing. There's the bottom. Make sure you have this metallic Medicom sticker to know that it's authentic and not a bootleg. And let's bust this guy open. This is just one of the most beautiful Spider-Man costumes ever created. Just wonderful. So I'm very happy to have this. That's what the packaging looks like on the inside. So that's really nice as well. I'm going to put that off to the side there. And this actually came in the packaging here. So scan the hidden tag label on the product in the package. Please avoid reflection. What is this for? Oh, so now they send you a certificate of genuine product. So now there's a certification just so you know you have the actual product. So that's cool. Because there's a lot of bootleggers out there in China, Taiwan, things like that. So, and the bootlegs aren't that bad. I actually have a couple of them myself that I got just for inexpensive prices off of eBay, just because I was curious. So I'm going to try and pull this open quickly without spilling the pieces all over the place, which I always do. And we'll get a good look at him here. So I like how it comes with the nice protective plastic. You pull that off, and then you can pull him out, and he just looks real sleek and nice. They even put a piece of plastic in between the torso so the paint doesn't scratch. Always appreciate that with the quality control. So I'm just going to pull that out there. And, you know, it looks a lot better in person. I was kind of, you know, I wasn't too thrilled about this figure after I got the Hasbro one, because I just felt like the sculpt on the Hasbro one was more detailed. He looked more cut and ripped. But this is very reminiscent of the comic book version, especially the original one. We have nice shades of blue within the black, if you can see that on camera, just like the Venom. So here is the Venom figure. And, you know, Venom's a lot more buff than Peter Parker is. Eddie Brock is more buff. He was a bodybuilder in the comics. There are some differences though. There's a lot more blue, a blue hue in the Venom than there is in the Peter Parker Spider-Man. A lot more black with just like slight hints of blue. Like his butt cheeks are really blue. His neck looks bluish. But really, really nice looking. The symbol looks really nice. I like how it's like nice and sharp where the legs are. Sometimes they round it off, and I don't like that. It's very reminiscent of the McFarlane version, which I appreciate. I just love McFarlane's style. If you look at the original look here, it's a lot softer looking. Even in the cowl, and you can see that the Hasbro version's cowl goes for a more traditional first appearance look, and that just screams McFarlane in the eyes, how they're jaggedy and bigger. You can see this is the McFarlane version here. This is a reprint of Amazing Spider-Man 300, which is really hard to get and it's very, very expensive. I don't got $500 to drop on that right now, so I have a couple reprints of that. But that's what he looks like from behind. We got the nice articulation. I think Mafex is the best. I mean, they really do, in my opinion, make the best 6-inch figures. Nice crunch in the torso. There's not really any gappage there. So, for instance, this is a bootleg of the traditional costume that I got. And in this bootleg, see the gappage in the rib cage there? So that's what you get if you get a bootleg, and then this thing just straight up falls apart. But it was only like $20, so if you want to spend $20, it's a nice nice trade-in, I guess you could say. Let's see here. So he can almost do a straddle. His thigh drops down, so you get the drop down to get a little bit more out of the kick. Nice high kick, Spidey's supposed to be super flexible, so we get the double jointed knees. They actually painted the bottoms of the feet blue, which I can't remember if that's what they did in the past or not. Probably. There were always just blue highlights. Whenever you get a black color in a comic book, they always use blue highlights, so that's not that unusual. I love this cowl. I mean, I just love it. And I think this is what they're going to use when they put out their version of the Scarlet Spider, which should be coming in the future here. There's the back of the logo. Looks really nice. Let's compare it. Yeah, so this is even like, I don't know, this logo looks really nice too. This Spider-Man just looks more jacked and ripped, which I really appreciate. This one's a little bit more sleek. What else do we have? We got the toe articulation, so you get that. We get the butterfly joints in the shoulders and the pecs, so you can get really wonderful dynamic posing, especially if you don't have this figure. So it's just really wonderful. You can look all the way up with the head and all the way down. Nice rotation. So anything you would want in terms of articulation, this figure has it. There's the wrist, and it's on a rotating joint, tiny little pegs as you can see there. Just great, really great figure. So what else does he come with? Which you're all probably wondering. Set him there. So we get the scruffy looking Peter Parker head, which I really like. And you can see the black symbiote ooze just going up his neck. And just a really nice scruff, and his hair is even a little bit messier. So if you could compare the two heads, this is the bootleg, so his hair is a lot messier here. He's got the 5 o'clock shadow. It looks really good. I mean, I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but the level of details in the eyes and the pupils looks really, really good. And that scruff looks really good. Really, really nice head sculpt. Let's compare him to Ben Reilly. So if you can see the two heads there, here's Scarlet Spider Ben Reilly in his Spider-Man costume, unmasked, and there's Peter Parker head, and they both look really good. This is the clone, in case you didn't know that. And let's compare him to Eddie Brock's head. And there's the Eddie Brock head. I actually wonder if we can put... Let's see if Peter Parker can fit on there. And the peg is a little bit different, but here's like a super jacked Venom Peter Parker, which is kind of cool. Put that back on Eddie Brock. So just so you can see, you can swap the head out like so. And that looks really good. I'll probably display him with this head because I have this Spider-Man displayed like that with the mask on. So just really good looking figure. He looks great. Just the texturing and the hair, really nice. Very, very nice figure. What else do we get? We get a web backpack to hold his clothes. Not that he really needed that because he could just shapeshift with his clothes. That was one of the advantages of the black costume. Not only could he shapeshift, his strength was increased, all of his powers were increased. He didn't have to use web shooters anymore because that was the first time we got the natural organic web shooters. So a lot of advantages to the symbiote, except for that it started making him crazy and mean and violent. So he had to get rid of it. And that's how it eventually ended up on Eddie Brock, because Spider-Man used a bell tower at a church to get it off of him, because the symbiote has problems with fire and sonic vibration. So that's what it looks like with the backpack on. But then for a time in the comics, Spidey just continued to wear the black costume, which was a little bit odd, considering that it was evil. But so here's like the mean face of the symbiote. This is like, I'm a bad guy. So I really like that look as well. So if you are going to display him with a mask, you get the regular mask, and then you get the mean mask, which is really, really nice. So I really appreciate that. What else do we get? We get the magnetic feet, which I love to use with these Mafex figures. We get the magnetic hands as well. Magnetic open hands for wall crawling. We get the web shooter flip hands. So making the classic Spider-Man pose there. Gotta love those hands, iconic. You get the open hands, wall crawling hands without the magnets. We get web holding hands. And what else? You get a pair of fisted hands if you want them to have fists. I loved how too that when he shot the web, it came out at the top of the wrist instead of the lower part of the wrist with the traditional web shooters. It was a very odd design if you think about it. Then you also get the standard webs, which I'm not going to take out. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 webs. So you have 6 different webs that you can pose them with, as well as a stand that is taped on the back there. And I just lost all the accessories. I was trying to avoid that, but what are you going to do? So, anyhow, here he is, folks. Let's compare him one more time. So there he is by himself. There he is standing next to Venom. Yeah, Venom, I enjoyed this Venom figure, but it was just too small. That was my only complaint. Mafex made Eddie Brock just a little bit too small. He should have been a lot taller. And here he is compared to the Hasbro version. So this version is only like $15 to $18, which is just beautiful. Here he is with Ben Reilly as well. So I don't know which one's better. It honestly comes down to preference. I love this one because you get this awesome Peter Parker head. Of course, you get the multiple hands, the magnetic hands and feet. So that's definitely a perk. This one has the shading of the blue too, which is indicative of how he was drawn in the comics to show those blue highlights. But this also looks very attractive. The Hasbro version, just like in this black matted color, and it just looks sharp and sleek. It's a very simplistic costume, but very beautiful. So, I don't know. You can get them both. I highly recommend this figure. I love it. It's beautiful. Spider-Man's one of my favorite comic book characters of all time. You get the web backpack. You get the 3 heads, all the different hands, the feet, and the web line. So, anyhow, guys, if you like the video, please like and subscribe. And I say God bless you all. Peace.